house was a temple. It was at temple level. Because when I left West Palm Beach, it was almost like a real quick, the ancestors, once I found my roots and where they were from, and not by Ancestry.com. I literally sat with a priest who is, connected to the Akashic Records, who just has the answers, a direct connection. And so when I came here, it was on a temple level, Orisha worship in the Yoruba. I was called to be a custodian of ancestors and into what they call Orisha worship, which is just relationship with the forces of nature. The Orisha can be the plant. They're celestials. You know how we have Archangel Michael, Raphael. In the same tone, the Orishas could be aligned with those. They're aligned with the saints in Catholicism. That's the most common one. But they're also the planets. When you start looking at astrology and you're talking Mercury, you're talking Allegra. Communication. You're talking Oya when you're talking about Pluto, quick transformations and changes. You're speaking of Ogun when you talk of Mars, the warrior, the one that gets the fire and can fashion us by iron, and just, it's all intercorrelated. So we just break it down and say Orisha, and we have that relationship, the directions, north, south, east, and west. We believe in the life force of those, because sometimes your blessings come from south.
I want to tell you about a blessing that I have, and it's the blessing that we cross paths, and how we cross paths, and that's a story that I would love to tell everyone about, because it's very important, and I think it's urgent that it gets told.
So we're gonna call you down, Corey Williams. Come on down. You are the next contestant.
Thank you.
Your own podcast.
Thank you.
So what is the name? What we got to introduce?
This is the Men of Distinction podcast.
Oh, man.
With Corey T. Williams. Thank you for your time. Sister, I introduce you. It's on my YouTube channel, Corey Williams 2316. Oh my gosh, I can feel the energy already. I kind of warmed up everyone to, to how you touched my life. So just by a little bit, my YouTube, it's going in a whole positive, wonderful direction, and we were just having, lunch, just talking, and, I went into the poetry, I'm reading from the book, and ever since then, people who I didn't expect to hear from, hey man, what's this? I saw you. And I don't promote myself, I just do the work, just do what I do. But you, and the blessing of you, and just, like I said, this energy that you bring, it's almost Black Pantherish. When the movie came out, how everybody just felt. You have that all the time, and also, I've done some research with that movie, with the director, and how they really had to go touch down. It's really, So, and that's what, so when I hear you talk, I know the brother went to some people like you, because they had to get the knowledge. They had to hear the words that you hear, and like I said, the walk that you walk to gain that knowledge, earth that's giving you this knowledge, this ability, this, and almost this burden, you know what I mean? To carry all of that, we're gonna cry, because another brother.
What is it, Jerry Maguire?
Yes. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
You're not gonna get me to cry, Corey. Coochie Bird. I'm not crying.
I have a manuscript that someone
gift
was like, look, Corey, I wrote this thing. Look at it, see if you can adapt it to some kind of screenplay. Because that's kind of one of the things I do. And Troy Harris, his screenplay, Black Butterfly. I hope that he doesn't get upset with me even telling this, because it's his story to tell. But it's because I love stories, and it's a rich story about this slave, and us, and tragedy and triumph,
right.
And so he finished it, and I looked at it, and I was like, let me just add a little something if I could, a little something on the end.
Okay.
And as I read it, I'm crying. I wrote it and I'm crying.
That's when you know it's good right there. I'm him. Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
So, like I
me
said,
with it.
I gotta have other people go through it.
Actually.
We gotta present it to bro. I got, you know, and let him know how I felt about it because I was done with slave movies. Just done. You know what I mean? Ain't
why are we doing this? Right. But what shifted for you?
The love of the
it.
character Angus and the woman Elizabeth and their journey and his growth.
See, we won't get it until we gotta know the story. So we're gonna have to get into that. We're gonna get into that. And I thank you.
My God.
Very flattering.
Oh
May I honor you? I don't necessarily make aleques, but you know, you wrote about culture, and a lot of indigenous cultures. But I have body adornments. And my brother blessed me because, you know, the sister's been, you know, breaking out of the matrix. And so, you know, I haven't had like steady income. We just keep focusing on what we came here to create. And so sometimes, you know, you experience going without. But this brother, we had a marketplace here and he sells beads. I used to buy my beads from him all the time. So he couldn't be present, but he shipped me this huge FedEx of beautiful beads, mats, everything. And I didn't do much selling, you know, because we're going to get into all of that. And why we're standing the way we're standing, why we're holding the space that we're holding, why we are making the sacrifices we are making. But he let me keep them to create. I said, brother, listen, if I could hold on to these beads, I will pay you. And it was a thick market, you know. He sent me a couple $1,000s worth of goods. I said, I will pay you. And just, you know, and I have little increments, but it's been a saving grace. And I hate to say this out loud, but most of them are probably gifted because it was a prescription for me to just be a blessing for the wealth and the abundance and prosperity that was coming in. And so, and I'm going to definitely pay him. I'm not worried about that. But, so I don't officially make a leg case because I'm not quite a fully initiated priestess, but people would say you're qualified, Ananuku. You're qualified because my people, my due diligence, and just the call on my life, it says, you know, you could recreate this. So the rainbows represent ancestry. I did not create this. I left it on the string that he gave it. I just want to bless you because I feel like this is a beautiful agreement. We are stepping into the season. Co-collaborative, co-creation. I'm excited, Corey. I see your genius. I see your heart. I see the warrior, the soldier, once soldier turned warrior. He had to fight his way out of all that indoctrination. You're doing amazing. To all my brothers that have been military, I get it. I have sisters who have been through the same type of thing. You know what I mean? And so they're healers now. You know, they're standing on the front lines as warriors too. So I'd like to bless you.
Oh my gosh.
And if you want me to recreate it, I can add calories, I can add all kind of things to make it more, you know what I mean? So
This is wonderful. Thank you so much.
we always give gifts. That's one of the things about our African traditions. We always take gifts everywhere we go. Even though we are the gift, you still offer gifts. You offer gifts to your elders, to the household, incense, candles. So the first year when people would come for guidance, counsel, or just to hang out, because they knew there was going to be something.
Right.
They would have to bring the candle or incense or money, you know, and in a real time, you know, we'd be selling or doing more things to bring currency in, but that's where we're at. We had to build the relationships first.
Do you have a Cash App or any way
I just do Zelle.
electronically? Zelle.
Zelle,
So
yeah.
Zelle by your phone number
Yep.
or Zelle by your email?
By my phone number.
Okay.
But
So
right now,
Zelle the phone number that we're putting on the bottom
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
You can see it. It's gonna be post production. It's gonna be there. It's gonna look nice. Please Zelle for some support. Right now, I'm going to
Yes.
take a break from men of distinction to take a pause for the cause. Be right back.
Actually.
All right.